Welcome to the latest recording of Inner Circle in the history of Inner Circles. Wait, no, that's not true. That's not true. Played a clip of that one that was recorded at 2 a.m. Okay.
What was that for?
I don't know. I'll find it, though. I remember there was one of them. Welcome to the Inner Circle. It's the podcast about film, TV, pop culture, whatever's going on that you could call nerd shit. I'm your host, managing editor at Studio, Clayton Franklin. This is, if you're watching already, you already know who this is. This is Benjamin, staple of the show, eater of food. And I have drug him out from under a rock this evening at 11:37 p.m. because I want
You literally called me. You called me right before I was about to go to sleep. Like right before. Because I have to get up early tomorrow.
And thank God I did, because I have to grill him about Mandalorian Season 2. The trailer dropped like 2 days ago, and I have a couple of pretty big questions that I need his answers on, with him being a self-proclaimed massive Star Wars fan. Okay, so, Ben, are you ready?
What was that? Okay. All right.
So you're ready?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You watched the trailer, right?
How am I doing? How's my chewing?
It's fine.
Can you hear it? Okay.
Just barely.
Okay. Yes, I watched the trailer. I have it in front of me so I can watch it and digest it and analyze it.
Okay. And you don't have any thoughts on it. You just saw it and you're like, yep, that's it. That's the Mandalorian.
Well, what are my thoughts? So the opening shot kind of I'm just going to go into, every shot. Okay. Opening shot gives off kind of a darker tone with the music and stuff. But honestly, from the look of it, it's going to have the same tone the first season did. It looks kind of the same cinematography-wise. Yeah, I don't know. I like the look of it. I don't know. Okay, I need to What are my thoughts?
Are you happy that it looks like it could be more of the same, of small adventures of angry helmet man and child?
Yeah.
Because that was my biggest concern after all of the news reports that are coming out about characters and castings. I was like, oh my God,
Ahsoka
immediately. And I'm happy that from this trailer, at least, it looks like it's going to keep relatively small scaled. But I don't trust Disney Lucasfilm to not have it be blown up and a crowded mess by like 2 episodes into the season.
I'm quite scared about. I really do feel like this is John Favreau's thing. Like, they're not going to touch the script. If he writes the script that way, they're not going to mess with it because it's clearly the only thing that people have liked. Like, when Kathleen Kennedy brought in J.J. Abrams for Rise of Skywalker, it was like, shoot, we don't have any. What's a filmmaker we can trust to like not make a completely terrible movie or at least that's a dumpster fire? I mean, look, but the point is, they were trying to bring in someone that I could trust that made something they liked before, which was Force Awakens. People liked that. With Mandalorian, Jon Favreau made something that people really liked. So they're going to trust him to do what he wants. I really don't have any fear there.
As far as the story ask real quick.
Yes.
What's the Rise of Skywalker? I never heard of that. Is that like a video game?
Do you know what Last Jedi is in Force Awakens?
No, I've never heard of The Last Jedi. What's that?
Oh, it's
that, I'm pretty sure that's a EU book that came out literally a year right before they rebooted the EU. You talking about that Last Jedi?
Um, well, that's getting off track. Rise of Skywalker is like a weird fan film.
Oh, okay. Because
They
it
took
actually
like all
ties
their
into one of
theories.
my questions here, based off of what I saw in the trailer. So the trailer makes a big deal of the Mandalorian helmet woman telling Mando that he needs to find the baby's people. The baby's people is obviously Yoda's race, which is a thing I'm not sure we're even going to see. I think they're going to keep it a mystery forever. I hope they do. But it's referring directly to the Jedi Order. Will this show use this whole plot of the Mandalorian and the child as a way to kind of soft retcon the sequel trilogy by having an actual active post Return of the Jedi Order? Because I feel like it'd be pretty depressing if this show has Mandalorian by the end of 4 seasons deliver this baby to a Jedi Order. We know it's just going to get slaughtered immediately right after the baby's dropped off. So do you think that the show is going to be used as their attempt to soft retcon sequel continuity?
It's gonna end with Luke showing up and he gets scared that Baby Yoda is gonna become the new emperor, so he has like a moment of weakness and he just actually kills him. I would not be okay with that, but I'm putting my thumbs up. Like, I'd be okay with it in a completely different way. Just kind of a descent into madness kind of thing.
Maybe Luke will see it and he's just like, oh, not this again, and just doesn't want to deal with it. Because last time he dealt with a Yoda, he was kind of a prick.
No, fuck that. That was the puppet. I think where it's gonna go. I think I've got a few options. One, I think it's gonna. Well, I definitely think wherever he takes Baby Yoda, it's gonna look all that stuff. It's gonna be like this other like world that like isn't in another dimension, but it feels like it is. Where it's like, whoa, this is like crazy stuff we've never seen before, with like an entire race of Baby Yodas lifting stuff, just weird stuff that's going to be completely removed from the Skywalker crap. Like, it's going to be its own thing. It's not going to touch sequel trilogy. It's going to be point your ship in a direction, fly as far as you can, and when you pass out from no resources in the middle of space, you wake up and you're on this planet and there's Yoda, like, or a bunch of Yodas. Or he's like Jesus, or he's like once every few centuries a Baby Yoda pops up. It's gonna be something like that. Now Yoda was like, maybe he was cast out from like this. There's a huge gap between us, by the way, of like when I finish saying something and when you start talking. But whatever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drink my milk.
That's gonna be the fault of my terrible internet that has not gotten better in a month or 2 months now. I'm really hoping the more like I want to laugh at something because I hate it side of me, I really want Yaddle to show up and be Baby Yoda's mother. You see, because
me and my
single scene where she's in the background of the Phantom Menace.
We have
which in Star Wars continuity is perfect setup.
We have a whole. That's true. That's true. We have a whole where it's like Yaddle, a Star Wars story, and then we have a joke that like Yoda says, "Do or do not, there is no try," and then Yaddle just walks around and says, "Try," like she's the opposite of Yoda completely. Try. By the way, you're frozen and you look clear. I'm taking a screenshot of this.
So, speaking of Mother Yaddle, Oh, oh, internet, are you holding up? Is the internet holding up? Oh no. Oh no, is it back? Hold up. Is it back?
I'm gonna text you the frame. I was talking for a good amount of time. I thought you just weren't moving. Here you go. That's what I was looking at for a solid minute.
Okay, hold on. Beautiful. That's what I look like every day. Okay, no wait, but we gotta stay on topic here. We're talking about a
What was I
franchise
saying?
on life support. I don't remember either, so we're gonna just jump to my next thing here. So we're talking about a franchise on life support, and we've
Yeah.
seen recently the only thing they can do to keep it alive is just go back to doing what they were doing before Disney got involved, which was Clone Wars. The only thing that kept Star Wars relevant, and it's the only thing still keeping Star Wars relevant. So, how big of a role do you think they're going to give Ahsoka during this season?
I think it's gonna be, oh goodness. So what I want is I want her to have like a big role because okay, so I'm kind of, I think you said this at one point and I agree with you. I'm kind of tired of Ahsoka just showing up and everything. I would like for her to have a bigger role simply because I don't want to have, I'm just annoyed by her showing up and having a tiny role and then going away. Like it just, but it would be better. It would be better for this show if she just shows up for like one episode and then goes away. But I just feel like they're constantly referencing doing other stuff with her and never actually showing it. Like it's like, and she shows up in Rebels and she's like going on these adventures and then we don't see it. We just hear about it. And then she disappears and then she comes back and then she dies and she doesn't die, but we didn't see when she wasn't not dead. And
I
then and
think
then her whole thing during the original trilogy, apparently she's been alive the whole time, which, I mean, what the heck? That was the stupidest thing ever. Now Luke's not the last Jedi, so like I hate that. So I do hope they actually just do something with her, I guess. Like, why is she still alive? Why did you keep her alive? Why didn't you kill her?
I have a theory on this. I think they're putting Ahsoka in the Mandalorian because someone at Lucasfilm who wears weird business suits and thinks she's in charge, even though everyone else is gunning for her head at all times, sat there and went, huh, this show's really popular. Those people on the internet really like this character. Maybe if we put this character in this thing, people will really like it. And then
People
other
will
people
really like
Lucasfilm,
me.
yes, and people will really like me. And on the other hand, other people at Lucasfilm are also thinking that, but they're thinking maybe if we put her in this thing, we can set up the plot for this other show we want to do that's post Rebels. So I'm terrified Ahsoka's going to be in like 3 or 4 or like 2 or 3 episodes of Mandalorian just to set up that her spin-off show post Rebels about whatever she's going to do, or she's there just to try and fight Moff Gideon for the dark saber because of her stuff she was doing in Rebels. And I don't like anything like that because season 1 was hard enough of me having to pause my TV and explain to the room half of what they were talking about at most times.
So this goes back to a few things I said. First thing being whether or not you think this is Jon Favreau's vision or if people are telling him what to do. I think this is his thing. I think they're letting him do it. I think, Dave Filoni created Ahsoka and, they're friends. Dave Filoni's directing an episode or two and they want to put Ahsoka in there like they both do. I think that was a mutual decision that they made that Jon Favreau's on board with. He wanted to write whatever story he's writing. And then on the other side of that coin, whether or not she'll be doing anything relevant, what I was saying about actually giving her a big role, I actually want them to do something with her. It's because, like, spoiler alert for Rebels, it ended with the stupid lead character that I do not like disappearing, and then they hinted at Ahsoka going to look for him, and that's where it ended. That's where the show ended. I'm like, what? And
Well, they
then,
didn't hint. That's exactly what they were doing. That was the cliffhanger.
yeah, but I don't care about him. I don't know. I want them to just do something with her. Don't set up another thing like they did with Rebels. That's all they did with her. Like I said, showed up for a few episodes and they just set up another show.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, do something with her that doesn't set up something else. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it.
See, because this connects to another one of my things. I don't think that what's his name that they're bringing back. I don't think he's playing Boba Fett like a lot of people are assuming.
Rex.
I think he's coming back to be Captain Rex in the Ahsoka episode.
Yeah.
Just to connect more stuff to Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
I am going to hold out faith that they don't throw Boba Fett into this show right now.
What is that actor's name, the guy that played Jango Fett?
I don't remember. All I remember is Kid Boba Fett. I know his name.
Wait, so they're getting the older guy though, right?
Yeah, they're getting the old guy. That's what I'm thinking.
Guy. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. He's gonna be playing old Captain Rex because he's too old to play Boba Fett in this time period for it to work.
Has it been confirmed he was playing Boba Fett, or do you think that's
no?
Okay?
It's confirmed that he's in it, but not that he's playing Boba Fett. I think.
Okay, I see a lot of Boba Fett articles, but I mean, maybe they're misdirecting us. I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time Disney Star Wars has misdirected their audience.
Yeah, so I'm honestly fine with either. I'm fine with Boba Fett showing up because, like, I never gave a shit about him in the original trilogy. So, like, him showing up and being like a nameless, quiet, intimidating villain, like, I'm fine with it. Like, he's a notorious villain. You know, it's not that hard to believe. Like,
you didn't care about Boba Fett when he looked cool for 10 minutes in Empire, and then he gets killed by someone accidentally hitting his jetpack.
Oh, I cared about him even less there than I did in the Clone Wars when he was a little baby boy, all whiny. I didn't hate him in Clone Wars. I thought his episodes were pretty good, but yeah, I'm fine with it. I don't really care, so I don't really feel like they're raping. Am I allowed to say that? I don't really feel like they're messing up my. I don't really feel like they're messing up my childhood by bringing him in, so I'm fine with that. Rex would be cool, but that goes back to what I was saying about Ahsoka. I'm just kind of sick of it. So Rex doesn't have to be in it. I don't care.
I'm thinking it's Rex because they made a big deal a few years ago saying Rex was on the moon of Endor during the final fight.
Well,
there's no reason for them to make that a big deal and then throw him into Rebels and then now drop it. I think it's going to be Ahsoka and Rex. What part they play in the story, I really don't know, because obviously no one's going to take the Baby Yoda away from the Mandalorian and take him to a Jedi Order. So I think they're only going to be there to serve their own subplot.
Yeah.
And then leave.
I didn't realize this. So I know this is canon now. Hang on. I know this is canon now that this guy in Return of the Jedi is Rex.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize that, like, 5 or whatever years prior, they put him in Rebels in the same goddamn outfit.
Yeah, you didn't know? You don't wear the same clothes for 10 years?
Yeah. It's like when Lando showed up in Rise of Skywalker, he's got that same goddamn shirt on. What a train wreck. That's funny.
People dress the same for 10 years.
I'm fine with that. It's so stupid.
And keeping with the show, obviously tying itself into Rebels, because as we know, Rebels was the most popular piece of Star Wars media. With the show tying itself into Rebels, what is Moff Gideon's plan with the Darksaber? I feel like it's only here to make some vague Jedi Force connection with the main villain, and to tie it into Rebels.
See, I was thinking at the end of season 1 that they were going to go into the Mandalore lore, and by the end of is it confirmed how many seasons we've got of Mandalorian? Is it like
I
I
don't
know
know.
it's at least 3. I know they're working on a third one,
I think
but that's
that's all we got right now. I don't think they've announced a full slate of how long they want to do it.
Well, either way, by the end of this show, like when I saw the end of season 1, I was like, okay, by the end of season 4 or whatever, they're gonna have Mando's gonna be the new king of Mandalore. It's gonna go from him being a little guy, one guy, gunslinger dude, and then at the end of the show, he's gonna be leader of a planet. I don't want it to do that. That's what I was thinking when the Darksaber showed up. So at some level, they're going to do like a rite of passage kind of, this saber belongs to your ancestors and you must become the new ruler. Something like that.
See,
it probably won't be Mando. It probably won't be the main character. It'll probably, because they've got that girl. What's her name?
That girl. Helmet woman.
Yeah, the one. No, not the one from Mandalorian.
No,
the
shock trooper. The shock trooper's not a Mandalorian.
No, not her either. I'm talking about from the girl from Clone Wars, Satine's sister. She's in Mandalorian season 2. Like that actress, the voice actress, is playing her in the show.
Oh my god, my whole list.
Yeah.
If I had a paper list, I would ball it up and throw it against the wall right now.
I mean, let me confirm that. Hold on. Mandalorian season 2. I remember the actress's name. It was Katie something. Katie Sackhoff. Yeah, she's cast. She's playing that character in Mandalorian season 2. That's confirmed.
Oh my god, there's so much more I have to go through now.
Yeah. So what I was just saying about Mando being the new ruler, that's going to be her story. Mando's just going to help out. He's just going to help out. That's what I think. So that's what the Saber's going to do. As far as Ahsoka and Force stuff, I have no idea. I have no clue. It probably plays into it because Ahsoka was a big part of the siege of Mandalore, that event that happened for 2 or 3 days. I just want to remind people that, because I feel like we're going to get in there and Ahsoka's going to be like, "Ooh, you were the hero that helped us defeat Maul," and that's true. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm really terrified because now you told me this. I'm looking through my list of like notes and things I remembered from the first season, and I'm just terrified this is going to turn into like Rebels, but with a Baby Yoda.
Look at this shit. So you got, hold on. So they got her from Clone Wars. Look at that. What is that? That's so ugly. Jesus. Look at this freaking, what is that face?
Well, you see, they wanted
goodness.
They slimmed him down because it's Rebels, but they wanted to make her look older, so they put a wrinkle on her forehead.
Yuck. That's so weird.
And so I have that just literally just trashed half of my things. But I do have one oddball question that I have no clue what to even do with. So I'm just gonna throw it out there and see if you got anything for it. And since we've already swore, I'm just gonna put a fucking language warning on the front of this, and whatever, David's not gonna watch this far into it anyway. What in the hell is the WWE wrestler Sasha Banks doing in this show, and why did she have such a big moment in the season 2 trailer?
Who's that?
The chick that was staring at Mando and then disappeared like every movie villain.
This is a famous wrestler?
Yeah,
Goodness.
she's a pro wrestler.
What the hell? Okay, so people were saying that it's like maybe Sabine from Rebels or something, but now that I know it's like a famous wrestler, she's probably not going to have many lines. Or if she does, yikes. That is
yeah, because I don't know what her acting ability is. As someone that watches a lot of pro wrestling, but not much WWE, which is what she's on. I don't know what her ability is, but I'm wondering like what is her role in this show now? Like to get a
I'm
moment in
looking.
the trailer where you disappear like that, is it just a cool visual for a one-off character in like the first episode, or is she actually going to have a role to play?
I'm looking at her IMDb. It's Mandalorian and then just a bunch of WWE shows.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm very,
Yikes.
very interested to see what's going to happen here.
I mean, okay, I definitely don't think that's Sabine. I don't think she's got a big role. People are just probably thinking that. But it makes sense because Ahsoka's in it. So, oh God.
I
If she's Sabine, I hope she's a good actress.
I don't
But
see her playing Sabine though. Sabine is an Asian woman in
oh, is she?
Rebels, and this
Is she?
woman is a not Asian. I don't remember what she is, but I know she's not Asian.
Okay, yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I don't think she's playing Sabine now, especially now. I think she'll have a very small role, very, very, very small role. Is she a friend of the fighting woman?
Wait, what do you mean? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just it was a very, I wanted to bring it up because it's a very strange and unannounced surprise inclusion to give a big moment in the trailer. So, like she has to have some kind of role to play in the overarching story, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
because like it's a weird casting to keep secret for this long.
yeah, yeah. You would know about this if she's famous. I mean, I don't know who she is, but
Well,
I feel
you
like if
don't keep
she's
up with pro wrestling, so
yeah,
I mean that's
yeah,
understandable.
she's a famous person. I feel like this isn't like. I mean, it might just be a cameo. Maybe she's a friend of Gina's, but I just looked that up and I didn't see anything. I'm not seeing anything, so I don't think so. I don't know.
Now,
That's weird. That's weird. I did not know this was a famous person.
yeah, yeah, it wasn't just like a weird one-off visual for the trailer. Like it's just a big deal. I just don't know why.
I can't stand that cliche, by the way. Someone's standing there and then something goes by and then they're not there.
I like that.
Like,
I love to
because
imagine every time they just like do it. It's like they're standing here, something goes by, and as it's going by, they just duck behind a box and they sit there
I'm
until
picturing
the
that
person leaves.
there's like a box kind of next to her. I'm picturing like the person walks by the camera and then Mando kind of takes a step forward and she's just kind of like right there.
Hmm.
That'd be hilarious.
But
Completely out of tone for the show. That would feel like a J.J. Abrams shit fest.
no, if it was J.J. Abrams, she would have a special wristwatch that would let her physical body with no ship jump into hyperspace. I love that it's frozen. It's frozen on the best shocked face I've ever seen.
Are we
Oh, there
back?
you are. You're back.
Are we back? Yeah, you were frozen for me for a
I
while.
made that joke and it froze on like the perfect little face of you looking like, what? That was a great moment.
I'll
Um,
see what you said when I watch the Inner Circle. Jesus
yeah,
fucking Christ.
I heard that. What was that?
That's just my roommate. I just hear stuff like that.
Now,
I like
how
to pretend
much
he's in a little room and he's my experiment. Continue.
how much do you think they're gonna try and show off the new Jedi Order? Do you think they're gonna hold off and not do it? Because I feel like this is the kind of thing where they won't be able to resist themselves like by episode 5, and they'll be like, new Jedi Order, new Jedi Order.
Oh, we're definitely not going to see that in this season. Like, I think for this season, I think it's going to, if they're building to that, it's going to be towards the end of this show's lifetime. I don't think we're going to see stuff like that. That's just me. That's just the feeling I get from the show.
I just really want to
I,
see a digitally de-aged Mark Hamill
that's what I
walk
was going to
up and
say.
still sound like old man Mark Hamill because they can't
Th-
alter his voice too much.
That's what I was going to say. And I don't want to even imagine it.
Because a few months ago there was a big report. He signed like a huge thing with Disney and Lucasfilm to where even after he's dead, he pretty much signed away the rights for them to digitally like recreate his face and body and everything. He signed a big deal with him about it.
It
So Luke
doesn't look
Skywalker will
good.
live forever. Luke Skywalker's gonna live forever. And
It
I feel like
doesn't look good.
this show at some point is gonna be a great opportunity for them to test that out.
It looks like shit. Well, it's Jon Favreau's fairly like good with visual effects. He's done Jungle Book and Lion King, and he made this whole
Iron Man.
the volume, the thing they film. He made the volume, that thing they filmed Mandalorian in. So he's good with visual effects. He's innovative. So I feel like if anybody could do it, it would be James Cameron or him. I don't know, but it's not going to look good either way because it looked pretty good on Tarkin and Rogue One, and it still was weird. So
Now, but
yeah.
what like this is like my last big point because I feel like this is something that you can kind of discuss. What will be like how will Cara Dune, Shock Trooper Woman, and what's Carl Weathers' character? Apollo
Grief
Creed.
Grief Karga.
What's Apollo Creed and Shock Trooper Woman gonna even do in this season? Because last season ended and I was like, their involvement in the story's done. I don't see how they can be roped back into Mando's adventures.
So Grief Karga or Apollo he's in charge of the guild, or one of the people, like one of the main people in the guild. So that's easily where he comes back into it, but I feel like that's not what they're gonna do. I feel like he and the lady are just gonna be like, Mando's got a mission. He needs some friends to help out, and they're gonna help out, and that's gonna be it.
But see, because I feel like they put her on too many posters for her not to be like a main sidekick, which is why I thought it was weird that she stayed behind at the end of the first season.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Is she on posters for season 2? Or you were talking about season 1, like how she was on all the posters
Yeah,
and
she was
stuff?
on all of the advertisements.
And she was in 3 episodes, so 3 out of 8.
Yeah.
Um, and so was IG-11. I think he was in 3 out of 8. And he was on the posters. So I don't know, but it's a character from the first season we got to bring back in the second because he's a friend of the Mandalorian. I don't know, but I hope it makes sense. I hope it's not what I said. I hope she has a reason. And can we talk about how this season does not take place far after the first season, and Apollo has a gray beard? Did you notice that? His hair is all gray.
Is
It's
it?
all, yeah. He's got a grayish beard now. Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, I mean, old people grow gray beards. I don't think he didn't have any facial hair in the first one, so I mean, it's not that's not that bad.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Season 2. No pictures of him from season 2. There's a million pictures of him from season 2. Where the fuck are they? I hope Bill Burr comes back. It would make sense that he doesn't, like, because he was in his one episode and that's it.
Oh, I
But
see
I
what you're
think,
talking about. I'm looking at it. Yeah. He went from black stubble in the first season to just full on gray stubble this season.
yeah. Yeah, there we go. Finally found a picture. No, it wasn't there when in the first season, there was just no hair, so it grew out. It was always gray. It just wasn't grown out. That's what I think. You think Bill Burr's going to show back up?
Um, I mean, if they're willing to pay him, he'll do anything. Bill Burr will do anything for the paycheck. Now, what
Any more points?
I was about to say, overall, do you think this is the age-old question from like even before season 1 happened? Do you think this show is going to be enough to save Star Wars? Because I feel like, I mean, it could be because if we're randomly talking about it for videos, so are millions of other people. So it could be. But do you think it's really enough?
So here's my thing, okay? J.J. Abrams made a movie that was his movie. It had all the stupid jokes and whip pans and quick blah 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 joke 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 joke. Like just again, it didn't feel like Star Wars. Ryan Johnson made a movie that tonally felt like that movie, and then he did his own decisions trying to throw away all the uninteresting shit from Force Awakens. Then they had a mess. From that point on, they had a mess. But if you look at Rogue One, even though I don't like Rogue One, even though it was a mess in terms of production, you look at that movie, you look at Solo in terms of tone, and you look at Mandalorian, I think they've got the right idea on how to do Star Wars right. They just haven't hit their stride. So I think this show, and I said it when it first premiered, I think this is kind of the first indicator that there are people in that industry that understand what Star Wars should be. So will this show individually save Star Wars? I mean, that's up to the individual. For me, no, because this show isn't like I saving Star Wars for me. I don't even know what that means. For me, it just means give me something that's like a genuinely great single story that actually tonally feels like Star Wars. And so far, this is on the right track. I love Solo personally, but that's 1 in 5 movies they've done. This is on the right track, so I think they're doing good for now. That's my
Okay,
answer.
because I don't think at this point this show could save Star Wars. And when I say save Star Wars, I mean recover from the past 5+ years of
Oh, the damage is done.
bad
Under
press
Disney.
and bad media.
Yeah,
Um,
Disney doesn't look good. The damage is done. Like that's going to take a long time to recover, and that's
but
time. That's just time.
see, because I think between one season of Clone Wars, which they can't leech off of forever, I know they want to with the Bad Batch and everything. I know they're really going to try their best to leech off of that as long as they
Can't believe
can,
they're doing that.
but you can't do that forever. You
Uh,
can't do this forever, but I feel like there's a chance. There's a chance to save Star Wars as long as they keep making these smaller projects that aren't showing contempt for their audience. Because we've seen what making 2 movies back to back that show contempt for the audience does when the only filler in between were 2 mostly boring movies.
yeah, I've always said to get Star Wars right, you have to get tone and scale right. Scale is an important thing. When you have all the TIE fighters and every speeder chase has people doing a million backflips and speeder gets exploded, so all the people on the speeder fly off and they land on the sand and somehow don't die from the impact. Got to keep it small. Got to keep it with some weight. Got to make sure all the shots, all the hits feel like they have consequences.
I was gonna say Star Wars
Mandalorian's
has
got
always
that right.
worked best with the smaller scale. Because even
Yes,
the original movie is if you look
it's
at
clear.
it plot wise, it's a big plot, go take down a super weapon and the
Yeah,
hero's journey and discovery and all that. But the scale was always small. And I think
yes,
that's something the show's gotten right so far.
yeah,
And it's why I brought
yeah,
up all of this Rebels and Clone Wars tie-in crap because I'm terrified that they're going to lose that and the scale
yeah,
is going to get too big.
yeah. So I think if you bring in like Ahsoka and Rex and the Bo Katan, that's her name, and somebody else I'm forgetting. I know there are like 4 people. But you can bring in those people. Oh, Boba Fett. You can bring in these people, and you can still have like a well-written, small-scale story with nice like combat sequences with no more than like 3, 4 people or like a shootout with like a dozen stormtroopers. You can still tell, like with the original Star Wars film, you could tell those big plots with the small scale. So I'm fine with that as long as they keep this small. And I think it's to do with the volume, which is what they named that like virtual like screen projecting thing that they film it in. I think that's partially to thank for them kind of keeping it small where it kind of feels small. You don't think for a second that they're in that space. It looks real, but they're not like running across big fields with all this stuff happening, you know? So I think directing wise, they're good. And that's really what matters, is keeping the tone right, keeping it small. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Okay. Because this is a good spot to wrap it up. We ran through a lot of my questions and my concerns because I needed to vent them at midnight for this week's Inner Circle. But I'm gonna I have one final question. This might be the best, most important one of them all.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that at the end of the season, the Mandalorian is going to gift Baby Yoda a tiny little Mandalorian helmet with ear holes cut out in it?
I knew there was going to be something funny about the question, and then halfway through it, I was thinking it was going to be serious. But no.
I think they're going
That's
to
not
give
going to
Baby
happen.
Yoda a tiny Mandalorian suit and his own little baby gun. Pew, pew.
He's going to start a race of Mandalorian Jedi to bridge the gap between the Mandalorian culture and the Jedi culture. At last, they are together. Baby Yoda
Oh no.
in his fucking helmet.